Hey fam, big thanks for the love and support. Just keeping it real. While I work hard to bring solid NHL predictions, remember, the game's unpredictable. My picks are here to guide you, but always trust your gut and do your own research. It's your money and your call. Keep the vibe positive, enjoy the game, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and donate if you can. All right, let's dive into today's NHL predictions. Today we have predictions for 4 NHL games. The first prediction for today is for a game between the Montreal Canadiens and Buffalo Sabres. In a crucial NHL clash, the Montreal Canadiens hit the ice against the Buffalo Sabres at the KeyBank Center. The Canadiens are reeling from a tough 4-1 loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs, extending their skid to 6 consecutive games. They're hungry for a turnaround, but the road won't be easy, especially against a Sabres squad fresh off a thrilling 3-2 shootout win over Calgary and eager to build on recent momentum. This matchup showcases two teams heading in opposite directions, adding layers of intrigue to what promises to be an intense contest. Montreal's struggles have been clear, especially with an offense that struggled to find its rhythm. Averaging only 2.6 goals per game, the Canadiens have mustered a mere 12 goals across their last 6 games. While young talents like Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield have combined for 14 goals and 10 assists, the rest of the roster has been relatively silent. Montreal's secondary scoring has been practically non-existent, with just 4 skaters scoring 3 or more goals this season. This lack of depth has made it easier for opponents to shut down Suzuki and Caulfield, further limiting Montreal's offensive chances. But Montreal's offensive woes are just part of the story. Defensively, they've been leaky, allowing a concerning 4.07 goals per game. Over their last 6 games, they've conceded 29 goals, which has placed heavy pressure on a struggling defensive core. Lane Hutson and Mike Matheson have shown flashes with a combined 4.1 defensive point shares, but overall, the unit has been inconsistent. Opponents are finding gaps and generating high-quality scoring chances, leaving goaltender Samuel Montembeault overwhelmed. With a .888 save percentage and a 3.51 goals against average, Montembeault has been facing a barrage of shots, reflected in his minus 3.5 goals saved above average, a clear sign he's unable to carry the defensive weight alone. On the other hand, the Sabres come in with one of the league's most potent offenses, averaging 3.27 goals per game and looking particularly sharp lately, with 14 goals in their last 3 outings. The dynamic trio of Tage Thompson, JJ Peterka, and Alex Tuch has been electric, combining for 20 goals and 22 assists. It's not just the top line contributing. Players like Jason Zucker, Ryan McLeod, and Jordan Greenway have bolstered the attack, tallying a combined 10 goals and 16 assists. This depth has made the Sabres' offense unpredictable, a tough puzzle for any defense, especially when they're on home ice. Defensively, the Sabres have their own challenges, giving up 3.07 goals per game. However, thanks to solid performances from Rasmus Dahlin and Owen Power, who've added 5 goals and 16 assists from the blue line, Buffalo has managed to mitigate some defensive lapses. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's play in goal has been steady, with a .910 save percentage and a 2.64 goals against average over 323 shots faced. His 3.3 goals saved above average underscores his ability to shut down high-danger scoring chances, giving Buffalo a reliable last line of defense. Heading into this game, Montreal faces additional adversity with key players like Patrick Lane, Raphael Harvey-Pinard, and David Reinbacher sidelined. This depleted lineup further strains an already fragile squad, especially on defense and in their secondary scoring. The Sabres have been rock solid at KeyBank Center, securing 5 wins in 6 home games, and they're on a 3-game winning streak. Meanwhile, Montreal has struggled on the road with a dismal 1-5-1 record. Buffalo's home advantage and Montreal's away struggles set the stage for a game that's Buffalo's to lose. Given each team's recent form, backing the Sabres to cover the puck line seems smart. Buffalo's potent offense, led by Thompson and Tuch, should have no trouble breaking down a Montreal defense, allowing over 4 goals per game. Expect Buffalo to set a fast pace and take control early, likely putting on a dominant display. With Montreal's depleted lineup and low morale, they'll face an uphill battle to keep up. In the end, all signs point to a decisive Sabres victory. Their balanced offense, home ice strength, and Luukkonen's solid play in net make them formidable. Look for Buffalo to dictate the game's tempo and potentially net 5 goals, securing a comfortable win and offering strong value on the puck line. The second prediction for today is for a game between the San Jose Sharks and Philadelphia Flyers. The San Jose Sharks and Philadelphia Flyers are set to clash on Monday, each hoping to shake off rough starts to the season. The Sharks, once projected as one of the league's weakest teams, have defied expectations by pushing top-tier opponents to their limits. Meanwhile, the Flyers, under head coach John Tortorella, have stumbled after an encouraging 2023-24 season, leaving their fans eager for a shift in momentum. San Jose's season kicked off with a tough losing streak, reminiscent of last year's struggles. But since snagging their first win, the Sharks have gone 5-2-0 in their last 7 games, showing glimpses of cohesion and confidence. Their resurgence is largely due to solid goaltending from the tandem of Mackenzie Blackwood and Vitek Vanecek, who together hold a 3.67 goals against average and a steadily improving .896 save percentage over this stretch. While the GA is still high, they've only allowed 17 goals in these 7 games, a clear improvement over the season's rocky start. Offensively, veterans like Michael Granlund have stepped up, with Granlund leading the team at 16 points across as many games. He, Tyler Toffoli, and Fabian Zetterlund, each with 6 goals this season, are spearheading the attack with support from the younger roster members. Their recent defensive clinic against the New Jersey Devils was a standout, with Blackwood's 44-save shutout sealing a 1-0 win, thanks to Nico Sturm's lone goal. The Flyers, who surprised many with a strong run last season, have had difficulty recapturing that spark, currently sitting at the bottom of the Metropolitan Division with a lackluster 2-4-0 home record. Goaltending has been a persistent challenge, as they've rotated through 3 netminders, collectively allowing a 3.60 GA with an .882 save percentage. This constant change in the crease has left Philadelphia vulnerable in tight games. Adding to their issues, rookie Matvei Michkov had a brilliant start with 10 points in his first 13 games, but his recent healthy scratch has left fans puzzled and speculating about his role going forward. Despite the excitement surrounding his potential, Michkov's status remains unclear, adding another element of unpredictability to an already struggling team. In their last game, the Flyers fell in a shootout despite notable efforts from Scott Laughton, who notched 2 assists, and Samuel Erzan, who recorded 28 saves. These narrow losses have highlighted the Flyers' need for consistency and a stronger offensive punch. Historically, the Sharks have performed well against the Flyers, holding a 7-3 record in their last 10 meetings and a 4-2 advantage dating back to the 2021 season. San Jose's recent uptick in form, coupled with a solid record against Philadelphia, suggests they have every reason to be optimistic about Monday's game. While the Flyers may be slight favorites at home, the Sharks' back-to-back road wins hint at a solid fighting chance. Both teams are contending with offensive struggles. The Sharks are only putting up 2.31 goals per game, and even in Sunday's win, they managed just 1 goal. This lack of scoring depth could set up a low-scoring game on Monday. The Flyers have had their own scoring inconsistencies, often keeping games close without pulling ahead significantly. Considering these dynamics, a low-scoring matchup seems likely. San Jose's defense has tightened, and while the Flyers' goaltending has been shaky, it's managed to keep scores from running too high. Expect Philadelphia to score 2 or 3 goals at most, with San Jose likely held to a similar count, making the under an appealing choice. Momentum and confidence are on the Shark side, a valuable edge in a tight matchup. Although Philadelphia may have a slight talent edge, their struggles this season, particularly at home, leave them exposed. San Jose's improved play, driven by solid goaltending and a capable, if unspectacular, offense, makes them a worthy underdog to watch. The third prediction for today is for a game between the Dallas Stars and Pittsburgh Penguins. As the Dallas Stars head into Pittsburgh, they're eager to break out of a recent slump and recapture the momentum that fueled their strong season start. With an 8-5 opening run, Dallas has since hit a rough patch, hovering around .500 over the last 10 games, but they still hold firm in 3rd place in the Central Division. On the flip side, the Pittsburgh Penguins are struggling, positioned near the bottom of the Metropolitan Division with a 6-8-2 record and just 3 wins in their last 10 games. For both teams, this matchup is a chance to reset as the season unfolds. The Stars come to Pittsburgh after a tough 4-1 loss to the Winnipeg Jets, wrapping up a challenging stretch that included 2 matchups with the Florida Panthers. Despite recent setbacks, Dallas's resilience remains strong, and facing the Penguins offers a solid chance to build momentum against a team facing its own difficulties. Dallas is renowned for its stalwart defense, which has been a major asset this season. Allowing only 27.6 shots per game, the 3rd lowest in the NHL, the Stars have proven to be stingy in giving up scoring opportunities. Their goalies have a combined .911 save percentage, third in the league, while their penalty kill sits at a commendable 83.7%. This defensive excellence has kept Dallas in games, compensating for occasional struggles on offense. In net, Jake Oettinger is likely to start for Dallas. With a .630 record in 9 starts, a 2.60 goals against average, GA, and a .910 save percentage, Oettinger has been a steady presence. His reliability pairs well with the defensive work of Miro Heiskanen and Thomas Harley, who have been relentless in blocking lanes and causing turnovers, helping Dallas maintain its strong standing despite offensive hiccups. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, got a morale boost with a 4-2 win over the Washington Capitals to end a 3-game road stretch, finishing at 1-1-1. However, home ice hasn't been the advantage they'd hoped, with only 3 wins in their last 10 games. This showdown against a tough Dallas team will test Pittsburgh's resilience as they seek consistency. The Penguins have been aggressive in generating offensive chances, averaging 32.1 shots per game, third in the league. But defensively, they allow 32.3 shots per game, the 4th highest in the NHL. This imbalance has left them exposed, especially as they rank near the bottom in goals allowed. Pittsburgh's probable starter, rookie Joel Blomqvist, has had a challenging start to his NHL career. With a .340 record over 7 games, a 3.25 GA, and a .913 save percentage, Blomqvist shows promise, but faces a heavy workload without stronger defensive support. Pittsburgh's defense must step up to help him out, or Dallas could take advantage of the gaps. Historically, these two teams have met 31 times, with the home team claiming victory in 17 matchups and the visitors winning 14. Their last game, a 6-5 thriller in April, highlighted both squads' scoring potential while exposing Pittsburgh's defensive weaknesses. However, given Dallas' defensive focus this season, expect a more measured pace that may reduce the fireworks of past matchups. Dallas' offensive line, led by Logan Stankoven and Matt Duchene, will aim to put early pressure on the Penguins. While Dallas has struggled to score consistently, Pittsburgh's shaky defense could give the Stars the opening they need. Look for Dallas to use swift puck movement and depth to create shooting lanes and capitalize on lapses from the Penguins. For Pittsburgh, their promising offense faces a steep challenge against Dallas' lockdown defense. The Stars' blue line, anchored by Heiskanen and Harley, excels at disrupting plays and triggering fast transitions. To stay competitive, Pittsburgh will need to prioritize defensive discipline and prevent Dallas from setting the tone early. Given each team's contrasting strengths, Dallas seems to have the upper hand. With their structured defense and Oettinger's reliability in net, the Stars could stifle Pittsburgh's attack, forcing the Penguins into tough, low-percentage shots. Offensively, while Dallas isn't prolific, they should be able to sustain enough pressure to keep Pittsburgh on its heels, especially if Blomqvist doesn't get the support he needs on defense. Betting trends lean towards a lower-scoring game, with Dallas holding an over-under record of 2.92 this season and Pittsburgh at 1.81 in their last 10 matchups against the Stars. Both teams rank in the top 10 for penalty kill percentages, suggesting a slower pace with limited scoring chances, particularly on the power play. In the end, I'm backing Dallas on the money line. Their disciplined defense and Pittsburgh's struggles at the back give the Stars a solid edge. Expect a controlled game where Dallas sets the tempo and grinds out a win, using their defense to hold Pittsburgh in check. Before we move on, I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing might seem like a small action, but it actually makes a big impact for us. Plus, it's completely free for you. Have you clicked that subscribe button? Awesome, thank you so much for your support. Now let's dive back into the video. The fourth prediction for today is for a game between the Carolina Hurricanes and Vegas Golden Knights. As the NHL season intensifies, Monday night's matchup between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights promises high drama between two elite teams vying for conference supremacy. Both teams have hit their stride early, looking to make a statement as they battle for positioning in their respective conferences. Let's dive into recent performances, stats, and strategic factors before I offer my prediction for this can't-miss showdown. The Hurricanes have roared into the season with a solid 10-3-0 record, but arrive in Vegas hoping to rebound from a tough 6-4 loss against Colorado. That game was a roller coaster, with Carolina grabbing a 2-0 lead and later a 3-2 edge, only for Colorado to seize control in the second period, netting 3 unanswered goals. Despite the setback, Carolina displayed resilience, outshooting the Avalanche 31-29 and winning almost 60% of faceoffs. Before facing Colorado, the Hurricanes had strung together an 8-game win streak, fueled by an offense averaging 4.15 goals per game. They've been effective on special teams too, converting 24.4% of power plays and killing off 84.3% of penalties. Martin Mikas has been a standout, tallying 8 goals and 15 assists, underscoring his role as a top offensive threat. Pyotr Kochetkov has held steady in the crease with a 7-1-0 record, a 2.51 goals against average, and a save percentage just under .900, keeping the Canes competitive in tight contests. Carolina remains a top contender in the Eastern Conference under head coach Rod Brind'Amour, whose system emphasizes relentless pressure and discipline. With a favorable schedule on the horizon, the Hurricanes will be eager to regain their momentum and capitalize on their early season success. Over in the Western Conference, the Vegas Golden Knights have been nearly unbeatable with a 9-3-2 record, especially on home ice where they're a flawless 8-0-0. Vegas enters this game after a 4-3 overtime loss to Seattle, where they clawed back from a 2-goal deficit before falling in the extra frame. 3 different scorers, Pavel Dorofeyev, Nicholas Roy, and Alex Pietrangelo, found the net, showcasing the depth of Vegas' roster. Jack Eichel, with 18 assists, has been a playmaking force, ranking among the league leaders in assists. Head coach Bruce Cassidy has crafted a high-flying Vegas team, averaging 4.36 goals per game with a potent 32.4% power play success rate. On the defensive end, Adin Hill has held his ground with a 6-2-1 record, though his 3.13 goals against average could be a concern if Carolina's offense gets rolling. Still, Vegas' offensive firepower is often more than enough to counterbalance any defensive lapses. Special teams may decide this matchup, as Vegas boasts the league's top power play efficiency, while Carolina's penalty kill has allowed the 8th most power play opportunities in the league. This contrast in styles could give Vegas an edge if they capitalize on the man advantage. Vegas also maintains impressive discipline, granting the fewest power play chances in the league, a trend they'll need to uphold against Carolina's high-pressure offense. Staying out of the penalty box will be crucial if Vegas hopes to stymie the Hurricanes. Despite a few key injuries, with Mark Stone and Ilya Samsonov day-to-day and both Nicholas Hague and Victor Olofsson on injured reserve, Vegas has showcased remarkable roster depth. But against a fast and physical Carolina squad, each player's role becomes even more critical. Both teams are playing at a high level, making this a true coin flip game. However, I believe Vegas' unbeaten home record and powerful offense will give them a slight edge. Carolina's defense has shown vulnerabilities, especially in their recent outing against Colorado, where they surrendered 5 goals in quick succession. Vegas' offensive depth, power play prowess, and discipline style should prove challenging for the Hurricanes on the road. In the end, I expect Vegas to defend home ice and capitalize on any mistakes from Carolina. With Eichel orchestrating the offense and Hill holding steady in the net, the Golden Knights should prevail in a close, hard-fought clash.